Welcome to the Mille of 1954, or 1953, as we get underway, as we're going to be timing our time by 20, and that's how we're going to get our real time, as we're in the stock car, because I could have drove this in one of the classes. I've made it through once before, and only once before. And it's definitely giving me a headache trying to get around this track. Because some parts of the track I can brake perfectly fine, and some parts I just can't, and then some parts that happens for no reason. I don't know what I did wrong there. I didn't really get close to the curve, and it felt like I just got dragged into it. It's like this whole car just feels like it's magnetic to everything. And we are the number 116, so we're starting at 116 in the morning. Because that's how they used to do it in this race. Just want to finish this thing, because the first time I finished it, I had the YouTube decided not to finish processing it for some reason. I don't know what the problem was. I didn't even put it in HD. I put it in 720p, so I don't know what the issue was there. It should have been done overnight, but YouTube decided to say that your video doesn't exist for some reason. And this is why I hate YouTube so much. That and also because I should be getting at least some money from my subscriber count, because that's all it used to be. And then of course, right as when I get that subscriber count, they gotta change the requirements, because they're so greedy with money and the ads, even though they put ads on my video when there shouldn't be. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it's just greedy bags of CEOs that just really want money. Even though they don't care about the actual product, because they just obviously don't care. They don't fix anything. They never fix anything. If anything, they just make everything worse. Like, the algorithm is just so stupid. It used to be in my favor, and now just nobody's able to see it. Either that or just nobody cares about my channel anymore. Even though I do these for a living. And they say do what you want, and you'll get your audience, and I do that, and nothing's happening so far. I've done every trick in the book, and nothing has happened. Like, I know obviously I'm getting 100 subscribers like every month. I know that. Like, I know you guys are still subscribing. It's just that, well, we got some damage. As long as the steering's not bent, I'm fine. Which it feels like it's fine. Oh yeah, we're good. Just a minor inconvenience with that house. Don't worry about it. Speak. That has happened many times before when I attempted this, so it's not even the least of my worries. The biggest of my worries is getting to the highway, because before, for some reason, every time we get close to it, or even halfway to it, I somehow drop the bag and wreck. Like, I can wreck, it's just I can't have any substantial real damage or radiator damage, because that's really what kills me. Because when you have no radiator, the engine just breaks, so gotta need that. That's why I gotta be careful over these bumps right here, too. Of course that happens, but luckily there's no radiator damage. I don't know why the car just didn't stop, but it just kept going, even though there's nothing wrong with the car. But luckily we still have one headlight, and we still, since I've been through this part of the track so many times, I know a pretty decent part of it, even though I still will be going slower because I have only one headlight. The brakes are so inconsistent. Like, it doesn't even say it's fading anymore, unless if I'm just not seeing it now, or just not being paying attention to it, but it just never says anything anymore. And same with the radiator damage, it's just so inconsistent. Like, I'll hit a bump, and that would probably break it, and then that happens again. Like, I don't understand. Like, I've been through that millions of times, break at the same time, and it just doesn't want to break that time around. It's not right. It's not like I'm doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to drive it as hard as I can, and how I ran it the first time. I know probably the damage is probably what's causing it, but still. I didn't even hit anything on the wheels. Or at least I don't think so. Just want to make it to the end with no radiator damage or steering damage. If I could just keep this damage, I'm good. I can cut the corners a little bit. There's certain parts of the track where I can cut pretty good parts of the corner. Definitely not there because of those cobblestone walls and it goes over. Tree just appeared out of nowhere and scared me for a second. Brake right here because I broke my radiator once before. I know, very small bump, race radiator, that really makes no sense. Another thing about this race in real life, obviously it wouldn't have been like a complete tour of the track or Italy itself, but since this is BMG's Italy, which is small and very small size compared to actual Italy, because of the limitations, kind of just have to deal with it. And this is the closest we're gonna get to where we just have to times our time by 20 and able to get the actual time that we would have gotten if this was a 1,000 kilometer, or not 1,000 kilometer, 1,000 mile adventure instead of a 39 mile. Okay, this part, go 75, I'm gonna start braking. Could have went a little bit further, I have only one headlight, so I can't see that far into the dark, or into the night, I should say. Then you gotta be careful with these bumps because these easily can damage your car even more with them just coast through those bumps there. Get a little brakes in so we can make that corner. Okay, good old straightaway. To a good old braking section. And into the corner, nice. Sun's rising, so that's good for my advantage. So now I can see ahead of me. It's definitely good. I believe it might get dark by the end of the lap. Like once I get to the highway, I think. So as long as we can keep no damage to that point, we should be fine. And then brakes down the hill. This is where everything can be lost or gained. Definitely very fast through here. I'm definitely a lot more ballsy through here. Because the guardrails end to where my wideness doesn't get to hit the wall. So I can be a little bit more risky about it. And the grass, I can clip the grasses a little bit. Like this grass entry is. Okay, good corner there. Beautiful. Oh, got a little wheel spin, didn't want that. Cut through this. Cut it out a little bit. Then come through here. Kind of cut a little bit. And then slow, let it coast down the hill, and then tap the brakes right as we get to this bump. Let it not to kick the car, or don't let the car get kicked sideways through there. Up this. There we go. Okay, here I don't want to be too risky. I want to wait until I see the downhill section I can actually go flat out, which is right here. And then we can do a little touch of the brakes. Let it coast a little bit, get back in the throttle, and then get brakes right here. It's definitely an adventure getting the brakes because this easily can break our car or our radiator. I don't know why the radiator is that low to the ground, but that would really damage the oil pan than anything. Let coast through the hill, back in the gas, a little left brake, get through the corner, cut a little bit. Definitely looking on to have a better lap this time around, because the first lap that I had was a 48 in the same car. I feel like I can definitely get to at least a 42 maybe. Definitely not the same time that the creator of this mod would have gotten, but at least a 42 I would say. Maybe 43 is more realistic. There we go. So I'm guessing this video is going to probably be in 480 because of the super processing problems that YouTube has for some reason when I upload this video. You know, every other video I had before that didn't have problems. Don't get too... Oh. Come on. Why are we stuck? We better not be stuck, I swear to God. Okay, the exhaust is the least of our worries. And it's just damaged, ain't like it's... You know, having too much problems. Exhaust, I don't think really messes with the car too much. It does make the car a lot louder, that's for sure. I don't think exhaust actually does anything to damage anything else. It just gets disconnected, that's all. I don't know, I just don't like these curves because they always suck you in. Like, you touch the top of it, it just sucks you in completely. It's very annoying when you're trying to do a lap like this. Now I know that BMG devs didn't account for somebody making this to happen, so they probably never was meant for racing around there. Okay, once we get to a certain section, I'm just going to take it pretty decently slow, because I don't want to end the lap in tears. Like, once we get up to this next, up through the mountain part, I gotta kind of calm down a little bit. Because I can't really push it too hard, and then once we get back to a little bit of another city, I can kind of bring it back a little bit. But once we start getting back to where the parts start getting repetitive, where we go back and forth to where we almost are going to be able to get back on the highway onto the end of the lap, and I gotta be careful about that because I want to at least make it to the end. I don't care how the time is, as long as it's faster than our last time of 48 minutes, then I don't care. Because I had wheel damage at the end of last lap, and I was still pushing it, so I still got 48. So there is a chance that me being safe with good wheels, or no wheel damage at all, will help us through that. I'm not going to be able to tell what the time is until the end of the recording of this, so we will come back with another part of the recording after this. No steering damage? Oh, of course we do. I don't know how we got steering damage from that. That's kind of stupid. I don't know how we got steering damage. That makes absolutely no sense. We didn't even touch the wheel. But this isn't the wheel damage that we had last time. It was way worse when we did finish that lap, so now I have to kind of just be easy with the uphills section where it's all narrow. happens. And it balanced out my steering. Look at that. See, I got lucky there. Nah, granted, it still doesn't steer that good. It still makes straights a lot easier to get through. And I can still turn right, which is great. And the left and right wheels still work. That's all I care about. I don't care how slow I need to get through these corners with that damage. I just don't want to have problems with it. So if anything, that was a tactical hit right there. Tactical wall ride. If I say so myself. Again, the braking zone. Get through this corner. I don't know what just yanked me there. I hope it was just like a bush. I hope it was just a bush. I don't know what my dog is barking about. This corner. Oh, I think I clipped the curb a little bit and got sideways from it, which just honestly helped me a little bit. Oh, the radiator's fine. Okay, just gotta keep it from the radiator. There you go. This definitely have a lot of damage. I wish I could do a run without damage, but it's kind of impossible for me, especially because I don't drive on BeamNGs so much. I'm not used to the BeamNG cars. Since I don't have force feedback either, for some reason, that's why I have the steering ratio a little bit high. Or not a little bit high, very high. So I can actually steer, save the car when I need to. And still then I wreck. Because the brakes are so unpredictable. I mean, I get it, but at the same time it's just kind of annoying, but because there's just not a lot of, like, old 50s sports cars that I can actually drive that are actually good. And also because I just don't know where to find them. But again, as long as I can finish with no radiator damage or any of that, then mission successful. Now you're gonna see a couple cuts because obviously I can't do this all by myself with no little breaks of like water and bathroom breaks. Now if I was able to, if there was a game that simulated the full race itself, obviously downsize a little bit, but able to like have AI drive too, and you can race against the AI, I would do the whole thing. Because they could chop that scaling in half, right? Have AI drive it. Have them be pretty competitive. I can drive whatever car I want. That race there, and you could get pretty good historic like racing. Then I would sit down the whole time, not even do any breaks, and we would finish it. Because cut in half, that would be 5 hours, if anything. Even then, that's still a little bit long. It's fine. You could do like in American Truck Simulator where they scale it down and they progress the actual daytime up a little bit. So it seems like you've been through the 10 hours or 16 hours, depending on how fast you were, whatever, how many hours. So it looks realistic in a way. I'm just lucky that I'm able to get the time of the day thing working for this. Because some events like this, they kind of have a set time, but this you can mess with the time, and I can mess with the car, which is nice. Once I get to this next city, I know that I'm good. I just gotta calm down and just make the corners and straights and the bumps, and if I can do that, we should be good until the straightaway, and then we can just open her wide open through the highway, freeway, whatever you call it. I don't really know why we give it multiple names if it's just the same thing, pretty much. It's just one's on low intersection of bridges and one's on the ground, somewhat. I call it the interstate, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the perfect terminology for all this is. All I know is I'm getting close. I just need to start relaxing, because I got through the first part pretty fast. obviously with damage, but pretty fast for my first run at least. And if I could keep the car with no steering damage or engine damage, it should be unproblematic with the rest of the run here, and it should be faster regardless. Here, I remember, oh, yep, that's definitely a harder corner to get by. There you go. So it's a pretty hard corner, had a big bump right there. Here I can kind of open it up just a little bit. In the brake a little bit. Gas her up. In the brake again. Let it roll through the cobblestones. Let it roll, let it roll. Get back in the throttle a little bit. Let it roll again. Get back in the gas. Go straight here. Right about here, brake. Because I got this hairpin here. Now this is where it gets very repetitive because it keeps going back and forth a lot, and I have to be careful not to get greedy until I know that for sure I'm gonna make it to the end. Because then we go back uphill, then we come back down, then we kind of go back up a little bit more, and then we go back down, and we go up a little bit more, and then we come back down even more, and then eventually, I think it's like 4 times going back and forth repetitively, it gets to the highway. Which is our mark of succession, because nothing really can go wrong there. And obviously I gotta be careful for the, there's a roundabout, and then once I get to that roundabout, all bets are off. Because after I get around that roundabout, the last 2 corners are the least of my worries. Just thankful that we're even able to do something like this in a game. And the next thing I'm trying to do is hopefully I don't know if it's gonna come out immediately after this. It might come out later, after all the other videos I do for these races from 53 to 61, or 52 to 51, 61. But if it does come out right after it, then I figured it out. If it doesn't, then it's gonna be a work in progress until I can eventually somehow simulate that event in a game that can do it pretty good. I know I keep saying pretty. Okay, I think, as you see here, this is pretty repetitive. We've been through this type of lens before. Get some good gas here in the brakes because it kind of gets into a sharp right here. Could have went a little bit further, but that bump could have probably hurt us too. Here's a little good throttle section too. But once I get to this curve, I want to get in the brakes just a little bit, just so I don't go off into the rocks. And if I do carry momentum, don't carry it into these guardrails. Okay. About halfway now. Actually, we're more than halfway. We like 10, 15 checkpoints more though. Thinking like distance, so I'm halfway. Because a lot of these checkpoints are like back to back because they want to make sure you're going the right way. You're not going off the path set before you. Another pause real quick to get food. I got dinner. Me and my brother have been sharing a PC, so that's why it seems a little late. Ooh, I forgot that was scary. That was the most scariest part of the track so far. It's these hills with no look or guardrail over them. Still finding some steering damage, not too bad, and some lagginess up here, but that's just because we're up very high and we're rendering a lot of places because we're super high and nothing's blocking us our view. So they're rendering all these rocks, formations, the next parts of the mountain. So it's gonna be a little laggy from here until we get down further. This corner. There we go. A little risky on the bumps there. See, this is where, or we're coming to the point where I broke my steering the first time that we actually made it. Have to back up. Don't worry about it. I don't worry about it because I'd rather not hit it. I think he had a 39 minute. If he had a 39 minute, then I'm nowhere near obviously making that. Definitely am at least 45 now, with the problems that we've incurred so far. I just don't trust half of this uphill section because this is that first time that I made it was the only time I've been up in these mountains this far up. So I've been in some parts of the mountains, but not all the way up here. The rest of the parts I'm pretty used to, besides that last city that we've been through. And this place could have obviously been updated multiple times, so. This is where I was kind of like debating if I wanted to keep going because it just keeps going back and forth. I'm like, do we really need to keep going back and forth? But since I got a couple breaks in, I'm not even feeling like that because I've got some air and some water. And food, obviously. Food makes everything better, obviously. This is a very narrow part of the track, so we got to be very careful. I think this is where I broke my wheel the first time I made it because of it being very narrow. Now I think we go up another time and then come back down, I believe. Thought we got 2 more at least, at bare minimum. We're still pretty high up though, so we might be doing 2 more down, up. Throttle section in there. Can't be too much of a safety. We gotta be a little on edge sometimes. Right here, get a little gas going. Oh boy, it's getting pretty laggy. My internet kind of went out for a little bit, so I'm kind of doing this on my hotspot, and I'm watching, or I'm having something that uses internet on the side, so that's probably what's causing this. It's something that keeps me from making sure the video is good, even though it's causing it to lag. Also, it was lagging like this anyways when I did my run, so Just gotta get further down. It's starting to get nighttime too, which is not good, because I don't think I have any of my headlights. I don't think I had any of my headlights at the end of my first run anyways, that I did. So, it doesn't really matter. Okay, where am I supposed to go after this? It's just scary, bro. Just gotta be careful with this part. Even though I really want to get out of this part before it gets turned to night. Last time, or the run I made it in, the moonlight did kind of help us a little bit. It's the first transition from day to night that kind of screws it, but once we get to the night with the moon, it helps us a lot. I don't know why in this we don't have the lights to begin with for the street lamps and stuff. Another repair station we could have used, but the game doesn't let us. That'll be better for us. Oh, that was way better. Now I can actually see. Well, that was a mistake of me not doing that earlier. I don't know if we broke both headlights. If we did, that's tragic. Especially when this is so bright, I can barely see the bottom of the track. So I kind of have to just lean in, watch for the road, which is thankfully pretty bright up anyways. Oh, here's not that good. Definitely a hard corner right here, yep. So, okay, I'm stopping here. I'm not able to see anything in front of us. I can't see anything. Where are we at here? It looks like a sweeper. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, I know that's kind of cheating, but we would have been able to repair the headlights if this was the way it worked, or if it worked the way it wanted to work. Okay, I again can't see. I can see. Okay. Yeah, it's just. That's where I lost my wheel, actually. It was right there. And that's what screwed us for the rest of the lap. I gotta buy that part. I don't know where we're at now. Hopefully this is where we come back up to the highway. I know this is the one more. Goes up and then it comes back down, I think. Oh no, I think this is it. This might be it. This might be where we come back onto the highway. I can't tell. We are coming to a city, so chances are that is the case. Oh no. Can't see worth. Worth a damn. And here comes the moonlight. This is what I'm talking about. I had to just wait until the moonlight and I could see pretty well again. Just don't want to break the radiator. That's why it stopped a little bit. Also because this corner was coming up. Definitely a blind corner. Luckily I slowed down for one thing. That helped me with another thing. Brakes. This is a hard turn right here. There we go. Keep going a little bit. I swear, this lap is slower, then that means I was faster with it getting darker quicker too. It was darker way quicker than it was here, and it got morning quicker than it was on this run. So that either tells me one or two things: this was very performance damaging, or I'm just not good on the second try, or I'm just taking it too safe because I want to make it, because the first video got screwed because of YouTube's ignorance. Because YouTube wants to screw their content creators so much for money. They don't care about the actual platform anymore. How is the radiator damaged? Tell me how. How is the wheels more damaged than they were? That is so dumb. That's what's gonna screw me out of this lap. Because now we're not gonna be able to go flat out when we need to. And we're so close to it, I don't want to turn back, because it's, for me, it's not worth it, because the radiator is just being stupid. I don't know why we couldn't brake there. It just went straight ahead and hit the wall like an idiot. So now we gotta be like a slow slug here. Trying to heat up the oil. Why does it have to go up and down so many times? Sometimes it just feels unnecessary to go up and down so many times like this. I just want to be done. I have no steering damage, so too bad. Now we're gonna have to like drive highway speeds. Like, where is the next? Why are we so high up still? I know this is the last time we go down, but still, I wish we didn't hit that wall. That's so annoying that we hit that wall like that. Maybe the car just didn't want to stop. It's gonna ruin our time, because we would have easily gone 45 if we could have been able to go faster without hitting that wall or getting stuck that one time and having to back up. So many things that just go wrong when I do this. First time was the wheel damage. This time, stupid radiator damage that was so sensitive for some reason. I didn't even hit it that hard. This should be the last time we go up. This should be when we turn onto the road. We should be good after this. Yes, this is it. Okay, good. Okay, so now we might be able to still beat our time. We just gotta hope that the engine doesn't break by the time we get there. Let it take us down. Just don't understand why the radiator is so sensitive. So now we just have to drive regular highway speeds and aim for this to work. I think it'll keep us actually faster because we don't have to slow up a little bit when we do. Because this is literally the speed you need to be going. I don't know if the oil temp's actually really going high up anyways. So the oil temp, this might have been enough damage to where it wasn't completely like problematic, but just enough to piss me off somewhat. Because that's going to screw us from getting a faster time. It'll still go pretty fast. See it starting to go up a little bit, so we're going to lift. Goes back down. Keep it at this speed here. I think this is 110, so it's pretty fast anyways. Got a little lift here because we gotta make sure the car doesn't sail off because of damage and aero properties of the brake. A brake, I should say. Lift. Because this corner actually is pretty tight at this type of speed. And then we come up to the roundabout eventually. I will know when we get to the roundabout. Yeah, we lost to our last time. But we are gonna make it. Because the radiator is gonna start, or the engine's gonna start cooling off when we get in the braking zone here. Holy shit. And we're gonna do it with, I believe, 49 minutes. That's not good. It's only 1 second worse, but, or 1 minute worse, but I still obviously could have been 45 if I was able to go flat out through there. But we made it. Here we go, through the last corner and on to home. And we finished in Miglia, 49-19. Not good at all. Look at that damage. As we look across the car here, as it's doing it for us. Look at all that damage. This was from hitting the house. These are from hitting the guardrails. That's from hitting that one guardrail that didn't make any sense. But now we're gonna check where we would have landed in this race. All right, so we're done with the Miglia as we clocked in by timing our time by 20. We clocked in with 16 hours and 20 minutes. Which if we go to the list here as we scroll down, so if we go to 16:20, we would have been 202nd place, as obviously we've had a couple of seconds off, but still would have been, I believe, faster than the 142. If not, we would have been 203rd, one of the two. But we're going to take 202nd place in this, which is very good compared to how many cars entered, how many cars wrecked. Because look at this, that's a lot of cars that were wrecked. Look at all these cars. And then these cars that were entered, but they didn't even show up, so I'm happy with that. I'm just happy that we even finished in the first place. In 202nd place, not bad compared to what it could be, when it's just us wrecked and me angry, or me even slower, or me just not doing it at all. So thanks for watching, we'll see you guys in the next one.